The fight for the overall win in the Rolex 24 at Daytona has finally the full driver's entry list. 39 drivers are confirmed among the 10 cars that will compete there, with too many interesting names in the entry list. So let's check now all the drivers in the GTP class. So first of all, let's start with the Cadillac Racing operated by Chip Ganassi car number 01. After a very complicated 2023 season with too many accidents or mechanical issues throughout the year, Chip Ganassi Racing wants to overcome the situation and to start the 2024 season the best way possible. 4 drivers are confirmed for the Rolex 24 race. The 2023 full season duo Renger van der Zande and Sebastian Bourdais were kept for one more season. The 6-time IndyCar Series champion Scott Dixon also remains the 01 for the Michelin Endurance Cup rounds. And the 4th driver is Alex Palou. The Spaniard is the current IndyCar Series champion and also competes for Chip Ganassi Racing there. Palou joins only for the Rolex 24 round. A very strong lineup for the yellow Cadillac, and we hope that they fight strongly for the Rolex 24 victory without having any issues like in the 2023 season. Now let's talk about the Whelen Cadillac Racing operated by Action Express car number 31. This is the current GTP team champion, and like Chip Ganassi, Action Express Racing is also a Cadillac factory team in IMSA Weathertech Sportscar Championship. The North Carolina-based team will come very strong for the Rolex 24 race to defend its GTP title. For this, 3 drivers are confirmed for the season opener at Daytona. The Brazilian driver Pipo Derani remains for one more season at Action Express Racing and will have a new full-time teammate who is Jack Aitken. The British-South Korean driver was part of the team last season, but only competed at Michelin Endurance Cup rounds. And the 3rd driver is Tom Blomqvist, who comes from Meyer Shank Racing, which will not compete at IMSA GTP class this year. The British driver joins only for endurance rounds because he will be a full season driver at MSR in the IndyCar Series this year. Blomqvist is the only driver to defend the Rolex 24 overall victory this season. The 31 car is a very strong contender to win the IMSA season opener in Daytona. So we must take a look for the Action Express team. The next team is Porsche Penske Motorsport. After a learning season in 2023 with ups and downs, Porsche Penske comes stronger than last year and wants to prove that the Porsche 963 is in fact a winning car. The Stuttgart manufacturer wants to end a 21-year streak without winning an overall position at Daytona and will have 2 cars competing at GTP class with the Penske team with 4 drivers each. So first, the car number 6. The full season drivers will be the same from the 2023 season with Nick Tandy and Mathieu Jaminet. They will be joined by 2 drivers from the WEC Porsche Penske team who are Kevin Estrie and Lawrence Vanthoor. And now the car number 7. The Brazilian driver Felipe Nasser remains as the full season driver, and he will have a new teammate, Dane Cameron. The American driver last year competed at WEC Operation and swapped his seat with Matt Campbell. The Aussie driver is only confirmed for the Rolex 24 round because he will be competing full season in WEC this year. And who's also joining for the number 7 is the current Indy 500 winner Joseph Newgarden, who competes for Team Penske in the IndyCar Series. Porsche Penske, in my opinion, will race strongly to win the Rolex 24. Now let's talk about Wayne Taylor Racing with Andretti. 2023 was a painful season for the Wayne Taylor Racing because the car number 10 was involved with accidents at decisive moments in 3 races at Sebring, Long Beach, and Road Atlanta, which cost the loss of GTP championship title. And with Meyer Shank Racing withdrawing the GTP class in 2024, Wayne Taylor Racing with Andretti comes with 2 cars, Acura ARX-06 this year, with pretensions to be more competitive than last year and to fight strongly for the victories and consequently to become GTP champions. So let's check now the drivers lineup for the Rolex 24. First, the car number 10. The duo Felipe Albuquerque and Ricky Taylor will again be the full season drivers. The WEC Toyota Gazoo Racing driver Brendan Hartley will compete again at car number 10 and joins for endurance rounds. And the 4th driver is the 2022 Indy 500 winner Marcus Ericsson and will race only Rolex 24 round. And now the car number 40. Jordan Taylor is back at Wayne Taylor Racing and also at the top prototype class after 4 years competing with Corvette Racing at GTLM and GTD Pro classes in IMSA. His full-season teammate will be Luis Delatraz, who was promoted after competing only endurance rounds last season in IMSA at car number 10. The third driver exclusive for the Michelin Endurance Cup rounds is the Andretti IndyCar driver Colton Herta. And the fourth driver, which will be exclusive for the Rolex 24 race, will be the 2009 F1 champion Jenson Button. It's going to be the first time that the British driver will be competing at Daytona. Will Acura get a fourth victory in a row in Rolex 24 at Daytona? The next team is BMW M Team RLL. 2023 was also a learning year for BMW with ups and downs. In the last season, the German manufacturer was below than its opponents, but was showing progression and a great pace with the M Hybrid V8 throughout the season in IMSA GTP class. And with that, at the Rolex 24 race, BMW comes to prove that they really want to win races and championships to show the world that the M Hybrid V8 is really a winning car. So let's check now the driver's lineup. First, the car number 24. The Austrian driver Philipp Eng remains for one more season at IMSA GTP class and will have a new teammate, which is Jesse Krohn. The Finnish driver replaces Augusto Farfus because the Brazilian driver joins only for endurance rounds this year due to his focus at WEC LMGT3 class with Team WRT. And the fourth driver for Rolex 24 only will be Dries Vanthoor. It will be the Belgian driver's debut with a M Hybrid V8 car and will be a great warm-up before the WEC season starts in March. Now let's talk about the car number 25. The duo Connor De Philippi and Nick Yellowly remain for one more full season at IMSA GTP class. They will be joined by Maxime Martin, who will debut in an LMDH car at Daytona and will compete in the endurance rounds. And the fourth driver only for the Rolex 24 race is René Haast. Like Dries Vanthoor, Haast will also debut in the M Hybrid V8 car and will also be a warm-up for the WEC 2024 season in hypercar class. For me, a very solid lineup for the BMW team, and we must not discard them to fight for the overall victory in Daytona. And here comes the car number 5 from Proton Competition. Unlike its opponents, Proton Competition is a privateer team which will operate a Porsche 963 car in this year's IMSA Weathertech Sportscar Championship. The German team comes with a new sponsorship, which is Mustang sampling. In the past, the petrol company was used by JDC-Miller Motorsports in the IMSA DPI class. Proton Competition comes with a strong lineup for the Rolex 24 race with 4 drivers. The German team didn't say it officially, but according to the IMSA website, Gian-Maria Bruni and Neil Yanni will be the full-season drivers in IMSA GTP class. They will be joined by Alessio Picariello, who was 2-time champions with Proton Competition in European Le Mans Series GTE class, and also by Romain Dumas, who won the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 2016. It's going to be the return of the French driver to the Porsche prototype car since 2016, when he competed for the Stuttgart's manufacturer in the WEC LMP1 class. And finally, the car number 85 JDC-Miller Motorsports. The Minnesota team in this season will use the number 85 because the 5 was taken by Proton Competition due to Mustang sampling sponsor. JDC-Miller is also a privateer team which is going to use the Porsche 963 car and was the weakest team which used it in 2023 if we consider WEC also. And for this year, JDC-Miller wants to be stronger than was in last season and prove they can win races at GTP class constantly. So let's go to the drivers lineup. Richard Westbrook is back to the JDC-Miller Motorsports after competing for Cadillac Racing in the WEC 2023 season and is replacing Mike Rockenfeller, who moved to the Ford Multimatic Motorsports in the GTD Pro class. His full-season teammate is Tijmen van der Helm, who remains in the team for one more year. The third driver for the Michelin Endurance Cup races will be Phil Hansen. And the fourth driver exclusive for the Rolex 24 round is Ben Keating. And this is curious because he will also compete at LMP2 class by United Autosports car number 2 also in Daytona. So let's wait and see how JDC-Miller will be at Rolex 24 at Daytona. And that's all the drivers which will be competing at IMSA Top Class in the season opener in Daytona. For which team are you going to support for the Rolex 24 victory? Who has the best lineup? So let me know down in the comment sections. If you would like to watch more content about IMSA and WEC, consider subscribing to the channel. We see you in the next videos.